Hello and welcome to game number 9, the quarterfinals of the Michael's Hidden Cup. Today we've got a very exciting game ahead of us. We have, in the grey, Jamie Lee Ross playing as the Cumans. And in the green, Todd Muller playing as the Mongols. And as you can see, this is round 2, so the map is Valley. A very different map to what we've seen before in Socotra. Very open, a lot more room, but also very fast-paced and not very easy to defend yourself. So we'll actually get started and have a look at what these guys are up to. Todd Muller, again, double house, very expected. And Jamie Lee Ross, a couple seconds getting used to what's going on, but yes, he's probably opting for a double house or maybe single house and then getting his herdables in very quickly, very shortly. Now you should really use 2 villages on your first house, assuming that you're making villages right off the bat, which Jamie Lee Ross is, but he's been a little bit late, so he's lost a couple of precious seconds there. Now for those who don't quite remember, Todd Muller, playing as the Orange last game in Socotra, he performed a brilliant Incan Tower Rush against Brook Van Velden and had a very convincing and strong game. So really looking forward to seeing what he's going to be doing on Valley today. And Jamie Lee Ross performed a very interesting. He palisaded walled his opponent in, Colin Craig, and with a lot of feudal pressure, archers and men-at-arms pulled in a victory there. So both of these players have successfully showed off their worth in round 1. And we're going to see what they're up to in round 2. I'm going to talk a little bit about the civs while these guys are getting their economies up and running. First of all, the Mongols. I've seen the Mongols before in round 1. Very strong because of their hunt bonus. And that's really applicable to this map because Valley, if you go into the centre over here, not only do you have your usual 2 boars, there should be 2 boars next to the town centre. Here's one and here's the other. It's going to be pretty difficult to scout both of those for Todd. In fact, I do wonder, as he scouted his boars, he sees one down here and he sees this one. Very good. He won't be struggling for food anytime soon. But not only do you have your boars, but the centre of the map is filled with all of these thirsty deer. And even some shorefish, which is the fastest food source in the game for a villager to collect, is the shorefish. So what we should be seeing this game is a very early mill into the centre of the map, and for villagers to capitalise on this huge amount of food that's in the centre of the map. These 2 scouts are just passing. They probably haven't seen each other yet. So that's going to be the main bonus that's going to affect the Mongol player this game. Also, of course, the extra line of sight on the scouts, and Jamie Lee Ross complaining about the hotkeys that he should have set before the game. But he's getting used to it. That actually might explain why he had a second. Oh, a little bit of damage on this first villager. The villager doesn't have loom, and this Cuman scout is going to take it down. Is he going to get the extra hit? One more doink. Oh, and he gives up at the last moment. And honestly, I think Jamie Lee Ross should have gone for that. Todd Muller's just going to send the villagers right back. No, he's not. One of these is really weak from that first warlord, and the other one's really weak from that little scout attack by Jamie Lee Ross. Very quick for Jamie Lee Ross to do that, and Jamie Lee Ross obviously spending a lot of time scouting his opponent early game. He's going to have early pressure on the mind because of that. If you think about Todd Muller's scout, it's often the wop-wops. He hasn't scouted Jamie Lee Ross yet. In fact, he's not even trying. And based on the map generation, he should know that Jamie Lee Ross is on the side of the map, on the other side of the river. Very good. So the Mongols, very strong. Hopefully going to get to Castle Age this game. Get a castle out and do some Mangudai. 23. The taunt. Oh, here comes another one. Honestly, this is getting a little bit greedy by Jamie Lee Ross. He's no longer fighting unloomed villagers. In fact, now he's just giving away health on his scout for free. And he tried this last game. He tried it against Colin Craig. He was annoying the woodline with his scout, but he's not going to get away with it here. Todd Muller, he's prioritised loom. He's making sure that these villagers are quite safe. It's good to see. Over to Jamie Lee Ross's side of the map, we can see Todd Muller's scout has finally arrived, and he might be trying to get some damage of his own. He's got his bull coming in. It's going to go underneath the town centre just right. Oh, a little bit off to the side, a little bit messy, but not too bad. And no super weak villagers here, apart from the one that just lured the boar. So Todd Muller will be keeping an eye out for this villager in particular, and seeing if he can sneak in at the last instant and get a free couple hits or even a kill. He's going to go over here and investigate the berries. Already scouted the main gold of Jamie Lee Ross, and that's going to be really important if he wants to do his own pressure. Oh, Jamie Lee Ross is watching. You notice those villagers went straight to attack the scout as soon as he got close, not taking any chances. Here again, we're going to see a garrison. Yep, and this looks like it's going to be Todd Muller's scout. Down and out. Very well played by Jamie Lee Ross, denying that extra scouting info. And we'll see how far Todd Muller got. He doesn't know where the wood line is of Jamie Lee Ross, but he can probably assume it is in this large black area, considering he did scout the other two main woods. And here we are, going forwards with some villagers. Jamie Lee Ross, I'd say this is almost certainly to build a mill and take advantage of that hunt at the centre of the map. Down here we got that scout still trying to be annoying, and Jamie Lee Ross is going to lose his scout here if he's not careful. It's down to very low health, and these villagers are just fine at taking out themselves. Interesting ball lure by Todd Muller. It's all the way out over here. It's not the worst in the world because it is by these by the mill, but it should be underneath the town centre. Maybe Todd Muller just wasn't very confident luring a ball from it was quite a far distance away with one villager. Now I don't like this mill. This mill should be in the centre of the map. Berries are one of the slowest food sources in the game, and he's Mongols, and he should be taking advantage of that Mongol hunt bonus, and he should be doing exactly what Jamie Lee Ross is doing, which is hunting these deer. Each deer is 140 food, and they're just like the ostriches last game. That comes in quick, and it comes in 40% more quick if you're the Mongols. At least I think it's 40%. So the Mongol hunt bonus 40%. We can have a quick look. Yep, 40% faster. Hunters work 40% faster. Very good. Barracks coming up. Maybe Todd Muller is not very confident. He wants to have some military presence on the field before he goes forward, and he's going forward. He's using those boar villagers to go forward and do hunt. It looks like he's going to find Jamie Lee Ross in the centre here. Sometimes it's worth going a little bit south or a little bit north, and not milling the exact centre of the map, because that's the most dangerous place to do it effectively. So we've talked a lot about the Mongols, Todd Muller's Mongols, but we haven't yet touched on the Cumans, which is Jamie Lee Ross's civs. Now the Cumans is a fantastic civilization, and you can see both civilizations going to the Feudal Age reasonably the same time. Jamie Lee Ross is a third of the way behind. But looking at the villager population, you can see Jamie Lee Ross has 2 extra villagers, and it's actually a much more stronger way to go to Feudal Age. He's got 2 more villagers in the bank. But Cumans are very strong in the Feudal Age. They are the only civilization that can create a second town centre. And no doubt Jamie Lee Ross will be putting that second town centre on some very important resources, maybe the gold stone, preferably some golden stone that's next to a wood line, and he might even be bold and be putting it into the centre. So you can see Todd Muller just advanced to the Feudal Age. He's going to be putting down a stable. Mongol scouts are very strong. He's adding a watchtower. I don't agree with this. He should be saving that stone for his Castle Age boom and his town centres, assuming this is going to get to Tower Age. And we have a forward palisade wall. Jamie Lee Ross is trying the same trick. Last time versus Colin Craig, he palisade walled in his opponent, and he's trying to do a very similar thing here. What is he up to? And there's the town centre. He's doing a Cuman town centre drop right onto the secondary gold and stone of Todd Muller. And can Todd Muller see this? He cannot. He has not scouted it. He does not expect it. He lost his scout to the town centre of Jamie Lee Ross earlier. And so we're really going to see what happens here. This is going to be interesting. We have the first scout coming out. This is either going to scout it, or it's going to go do some damage to Jamie Lee Ross's other base. And you can see Jamie Lee Ross leaving nothing to chance. These villagers are walled in. The only thing that can stop them from building this town centre is going to be some archers. And I think he's already scouted the stable of Todd Muller, so he knows he's going for scouts. These scouts are going to come harass these villagers. The villagers could actually probably fight back quite effectively here and kill that scout. That wouldn't have actually been a problem, but instead we're losing a villager here. She's going to go down. And Todd Muller has found out the masterpiece plan of Jamie Lee Ross. Jamie Lee Ross coming in town centre. Town centre goes up, and hopefully everyone jumps inside, including her. Yep, and the arrows coming out. That's going to clean up these scouts. These scouts need to run away as fast as possible. Todd Muller's not paying fast enough attention. He loses. Oh, almost lost 2 scouts. This scout's very low. What's the next step? Wow, we can see the original base of Jamie Lee Ross. He's walling himself up. He's keeping himself nice and safe. He's already made a spearman to counter those scouts that are no doubt coming to raid his wood lines and his berries and all of his economy. He's switched to gold and wood. What's the play? Is he going to put down a barracks on the front? It's collecting a lot of golden wood, but we're putting a barracks down, which is surprising because we did lose our food villages in the centre of the map. Todd Muller with some idols here, needs to retask those to the deer, take advantage of that Mongol hunt bonus. We're going barracks. Is the barracks? No, it's not because we already have. This is great. Collecting Jamie Lee Ross's stone and then using it to build towers in Todd Muller's base. Oh, sorry. Collecting Todd Muller's stone and using it to build towers in Todd Muller's base. Oh, blocked, and they have to go round. This could lose a lot of HP. This villager needs to almost fight back. He could probably kill that scout before it gets him down. Loom is such a powerful thing. Here we've got a lot of scouts coming out by Todd Muller. A lot of scouts. A lot of them taking free damage and free hits from this town centre. Fantastic piece of forward aggression. And we haven't... Scott's... what's going on here? Archery range. Todd Muller switching to archers. He's trying to think of a way to deal with these spears, no doubt. These spears are very problematic. These villagers could actually probably almost come out and finish building this tower. Here they come, continuing their work. We got archery rangers coming from the front. This watchtower still taking out that mill. No hunt bonus for Todd Muller, for Jamie Lee Ross anymore. He hasn't tried to put more villagers up into the north and take advantage up here. He's making a lumber camp. He's going to put these forward villas onto wood. Not a bad idea. Keep them busy. And Todd Muller is housed. There's a lot going on Todd Muller's side of the map right now. He's dealing with this. He's got a spearman underneath his town centre that he's not paying attention to, and he's housed. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of pressure. He's desperately trying to scout out the opponent, find some way to get in, and it looks like this scout cavalry is just going to get immediately taken down by their spears. Yep, bam. What's the next play for Todd Muller? What Todd Muller needs to do is he needs to move his economy around, avoid this watchtower. The watchtower can't move, his economy can move, and instead he's going to put his own watchtower up. I don't agree with this. He must be taking stone in the back. Yep, nice safe back stone for Todd Muller. This tower's too late. There's no point putting this tower up. It's not going to help. Yes, you may get this tower down, but ultimately it's the town centre which is your main problem, and there's going to be more towers coming up for Jamie Lee Ross in the near future anyway. Another free scout coming from the town centre there. Jamie Lee Ross is very active on this side of the map. Back at home, he's not idling this town centre either. He's going for a double. So the great thing about Cumans is they have both town centres, and both those town centres can start making villages. So we should expect Jamie Lee Ross to have more villages than Todd Muller as time goes on. He's already on 38 versus Todd Muller's 37. So, oh, here comes another tower. And this tower's not going to go up because Jamie Lee Ross has this tower backing the base. And this tower could deny the town centre of Todd Muller. Are the villagers going to jump inside? Yes, they are. They're going to try to get some villager picks here. These villagers aren't going to do very well against this tower because this tower's in the back. These stone guys need to go inside this tower to shoot more arrows. Well, it's probably going to be alright. He's going to get the damage in anyway. There's a lot of pressure coming from Jamie Lee Ross right now. Another defensive watchtower. Again, Todd Muller. You just need to move out of the way. Don't worry about it. You need to focus on maybe getting to Castle Age and getting a castle up, not trying to fight this feudal pressure from the Cuman player. In fact, the Cuman player's next move, I hope, is to take advantage of their next civilization bonus, which is they can make siege workshops in the feudal age, and some rams coming in to pressure this town centre with villagers inside these watchtowers protecting the rams from the Todd Muller's villagers would be very powerful. There's a lot of stone being used in watchtowers at this stage of the game, a lot of villagers going down for free from these watchtowers. Villager count, Todd Muller's falling behind. He's on 34 rather than the 41 of Jamie Lee Ross, and that's mainly because of the aggression here. It's not that Jamie Lee Ross has taken advantage of his two town centres yet. Everyone's back at the base, untouched, busy economy, good to see. Now, Todd Muller's sneaky lumber camp up here isn't a bad idea, but he's not yet used their archery range. He's too preoccupied with what's going on down here. Todd Muller, after that fantastic Incan tower rush in the first game, is getting a taste of his own medicine here against that Cuman feudal boom. He's going to try... Oh, he's coming forward. This is a bad idea. This town centre's too close to this watchtower. It's been very well placed by Jamie Lee Ross. He's going to lose a lot of villagers for free, and we're starting to see that villager count creep. 50 villagers. Oh, sorry, 44 villagers for Jamie Lee Ross, and only 29 for Todd Muller. This needs to not happen. We can't use villagers for this anymore. Todd Muller, we need something else. You need to get to the next stage. There's that siege workshop that we're hoping to see by the Cuman player. Very powerful to have battering rams this early in the game. Another fantastic reason why Todd Muller needs to prioritise getting to the castle age when he only has 35 food. Where is your Mongol hunt? All of these farm villages could be redirected and hunt all of this free food. There's a lot of deer here. There's 16 deer. That's over 2,000 food just in that screen that he could get in about 5 minutes. Alright, slowly taking out the watchtowers, but here comes the first ram. This is well timed. If this watchtower can go down before it starts taking this out, then these villagers will be able to quite safely take out the ram. Yep, perfect. So this ram, poorly timed, it's coming a little late, but the men-at-arms, they pop out of the barracks. They've been hiding in there. Jamie Lee Ross showing us that you can make units and have them garrison inside the building, popping up the last instant he had this planned, and this ram is going to last far too long. In fact, it's staying alive, and there's so many villages there lost for Todd Muller. He's down to 26 villages with no military population, where we have 11 military units for Jamie Lee Ross and 48 villages. The Cuman feudal boom really coming into play here. What is Todd Muller going to do? He had such a dominating performance with his Incan tower rush last game, but everything is falling apart so quickly. There's too much pressure. There's too many battering rams on his town centre. He's having to pull villagers out of his town centre to deal with the rams, putting them at risk to getting hit by all these infantry units. And the rams are going to keep coming, taking out the production buildings of Todd Muller now. It's a really, really good idea. No more scouts for him. I'd like to see another ram come down here and take at the barracks. No more military units at all. Deny him that. Make him use his villagers. Still collecting a lot of stone. Trying to take out this ram. Sneaky scout going inside, almost died. Scout gets taken out. These two villagers are gone. Back at home, Jamie Lee Ross still going strong. In fact, what kind of resources does Jamie Lee Ross have? Lots of gold, too much gold. He needs to build a market and balance out his economy, sell some of that gold, buy some food, perhaps. Or even buy stone to put up more towers again. Here we've got another defensive tower coming out for Todd Muller. He's desperately trying to get control of this area again, but he hasn't even taken. You don't need this area yet, Todd Muller. You just need to put a tower on this, around this gold. Keep the gold yours, and just grab this gold and grab some hunt in the bottom right, maybe, on the top, and just take yourself to Castle Age and use the stone in the back that you've wasted on all these towers to just drop a castle, and that would stop a lot of this pressure. You could get your Mangadai out and you could win the game that way, but it might be verging on the realm of too late. Although he is holding on, Jamie Lee Ross is having trouble doing this finishing blow. Although the more time goes on, the more those two town centres start working for Jamie Lee Ross. He's at 53 villages. To be fair, he's kind of let his foot off the gas there. He should still be making villages, consolidating his victory. He's giving Todd Muller a chance to get back. And here goes down the town centre of Todd Muller. Not a good sign. He's only got villagers to fight off these rams. He doesn't have a second town centre ready to go up. In fact, he calls the GG right then and there. Very good game. Cuman feudal boom. Very fast, very aggressive, a very fantastically placed second town centre position and backed up by the towers just right. Very well played from Jamie Lee Ross, especially on a map with so much hunt. The Mongol player should really be in an advantage here. So very good to see. Wow, what a game. Jamie Lee Ross goes on to the semi-finals after passing this quarterfinal test. Very, very impressive. And here we can see unused deer at the top. A lovely little economy from Jamie Lee Ross. And unfortunately, the ruins of Todd Muller's base. The Admiral is taken out of the competition. Statistics, here we can see nothing amazing there, but units killed, 54 for Jamie Lee Ross, the Cuman player, really taking it home there. Largest army, only 13. He didn't need a lot. And it was really the society, the 55 villagers, that were pulling him through to the end of the game there. Todd Muller really needed to conserve his villagers going up against a Cuman player like that, and he really spent too many, I think, taking down those towers rather than just ignoring the problem, and maybe opting for a slightly fast castle kind of strategy. Really good to see. Well, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. And for the first game that we're casting for round 2, that was an absolute banger, and I look forward to many more. Till next time.